The following is paid programming.
It's time to talk taxes.
New friends, new opportunities, new partners. EG Tax.
It's Ask the Tax Lady with Esther Gulius and EG Tax on News Radio 930 WBEN. To reach Esther now, call 803-0930. Toll free at 1-800-616-9236. And cell calls are free at star 930. And now, live from the WBEN studios, it's Esther Gulius.
Hey everybody, this is the Tax Lady, and we're gonna fill you in on whatever just happened in the Senate, and we're gonna keep you up to breast. We're also gonna talk about when's the best time to start collecting Social Security, some Social Security strategies, and of course we always want to talk about you. And if you have any questions, 803-0930, 803-0930, star 930 on a cell phone. You can text us at 716-803-0930. And whether you're getting love letters from the federal, the state, if they're asking about your unemployment, if you're getting bills, give us a jingle. Let's talk about it. I'm Esther Gulius, the Tax Lady from EG Tax. Of course, I got my buddies in studio with me, Tiffany Fabian. Hey, Tiff.
Hey, happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. The weather's been great, hasn't it?
Oh, it's been wonderful.
Refreshing.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, I know when you were walking last night, did you find it cooler, Chris?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Chris has been exercising like a maniac. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course, Tiff does a lot too,
Yep.
right?
Yep. We're both trying to lose
You're
some
health
extra.
addicts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Doesn't hurt when you have Gracie as a daughter.
That's true, because she's like the physical fitness guru.
Yes.
All right, well, let's talk about, and of course, hi, Christopher. How are you doing?
Hello, Esther. I'm doing good.
All right. Now, we have a couple events coming up we want to make sure everybody is aware of. We have our tax school starting in October, and we have already a lot of people signed up.
We do. It's never too early to sign up. It's a great opportunity to learn a lot of things. Even if you're a do-it-yourselfer, we see a lot of do-it-yourselfers take our class and they're like, I never knew that. I didn't do that on my return.
Well, it's really remarkable because it really will teach somebody that it is not just what tax bracket you're in, because there's so many things that go into the cake, right? The eggs, the milk, the butter, the chocolate, all that stuff. And it's all of that goes into your tax return. And so you may start off in the 30% tax bracket, but with the credits, you have an effective rate of 5%. And we teach everybody about how to do that.
Correct. Yes.
And so you can just log into our website at egtax.com, and you can look under sign up for tax school, and everything's in there. So there's lots of classes. If you're far out of Buffalo, if you're out in the suburbs, we really want you.
Yeah. Yep. Derby,
Batavia,
Warsaw area.
Alden.
And we have classes on Saturday there too. So, whatever, we have morning, evening, Saturday classes.
And don't be intimidated if you're not a computer person, because we will also do kind of a remedial computer tutelage for you to make sure that you understand a lot about computers, which will help you in your own personal life.
Yes.
Right?
Yep. And you'll learn.
And then the other thing, we have our seminar that it's coming back by popular demand. Now, we couldn't do it during COVID, but the Road to Retirement, Ready, Set, Retire, we're going to do again. And we got all of those professionals that'll be there for free to talk to you.
Yeah,
right?
we got Dennis Kitchen, Ryan Ferraro, Brian Ferrari talking about health insurance, Dennis Kitchen talking about estate planning.
Jeff Katz,
Jeffrey Katz talking about
people
estate
from
planning.
the financial guys will be there to talk about your finances. So we're going to get you covered. And of course,
And it will be there.
that's what I was going to say, to talk about tax planning for you.
Now,
when you retire.
when is the seminar, Chris?
November 5.
Yep.
Sorry, I stole your thunder.
November 5th, from 10 to 4. You can start coming in at 9, get your seat. But 10 to 4, a lot of great information, one-on-ones available with the people we're talking about. It's just not that they're going to present and leave. No, they're going to present, and you get an opportunity to talk to them on a one-on-one
so we have a
private
sign-up
session.
sheet that if you say, well, I really liked what this professional had to say, I'd like to spend 10 minutes with them, we have you go into a private office. You can explain your situation. They'll give you like their 2 cents on the matter, let you make an appointment with them if you'd like, and it'll give you more than just what you would do at a normal seminar, because you get to talk about your situation.
Correct. Yes.
So it's Ready, Set, Retire, and that's on our website right now, Chris?
It's going to be up by middle of the week.
Okay.
But you can call the office, and Amy's glad to take your registration at 632-7886.
Okay. So we have somebody on line 1, right?
Yes.
We do.
We, Mike.
Hey, how can I help you? I'm Esther Gilliath.
Yeah, I've talked to you before. How you doing today, Esther?
I'm marvelous. How about you?
Miserable, but anyhow.
Oh, no.
Taxes. 4 different IRS agents. They told me I make a decision on what my deduction is for charitable giving. Now, I have heard different things. If you're going to give stock, you take the opening and closing price and you average it, and that's what you take. If I have a 100-ounce silver bar that I want to give to my church, I was told something that was crazy. Don't I take the value of the silver that day when I give it to them?
Yep.
The value.
And that's what you give with stock, too. It's the fair market value of the stock on the date of the donation, as well as your silver.
Well, the stock could be, now they told me average the opening and
No,
closing
it's the fair
price.
market
I was told
value
by
on the date of
somebody,
the-
and that can drop 10 points
it's the
or
fair
more.
market value on the date of the donation.
Of
Right,
the
Chris?
what? Of the
Right.
silver?
Well, no, the stock. I know what he's saying. He's saying a stock can open up at $32.50, and at the end of the day, it's worth $42.50. So what do you take, the 32
okay,
or the
I
42
gotcha.
is his question.
Yeah. And silver as well.
Right. So
So do I take an average, or do I take it at $12.55 if that's when I'm at the church? They told me I would decide. Now, that's 4 different IRS agents.
Because the whatever it's worth on the date that you give it, so an average for the date, just like Chris is talking about with the stock, would be your basis. So, and again, you're going to be limited to 30% of your adjusted gross income as an itemized deduction without carrying it forward. So, how much are we talking about?
Well, I had 300-ounce silver bars, and I kept them, and they went up to 50 midday, and I still have them, so I figured I'd give them to the church because I've had them that long. And
Okay, so you don't want the money.
oh, I want the money, but I think the church could use it a little bit more
Well, I
than
think
me.
that's wonderful. Believe me. I mean, I'm somebody who believes in giving, but a lot of people don't realize that when they give that away, you're not going to save that much in taxes. You realize that.
Right, and if I don't itemize, I might be able to, but it might not be worth all the headaches. I'm limited to, what, only 300 or something now?
Right. So your philanthropic endeavor, while it's wonderful, is not going to save you any money, probably, except maybe on the state of New York if you itemize on the state.
Okay, but doing it for the right charity in the right church, especially like
know, that's a wonderful thing.
EWTN throughout the world, they could use it and do a lot of good.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're very
Esther
welcome.
and friends.
you're welcome,
Great
sir.
to hear such a kind person.
Yes. Have
right.
a great weekend.
Thank you, Mike, for
And
what
we
you
got
do.
a text. Well, I know we got a break here. So 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on your cell phone, 716-8030930 is our text line. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back with your questions and your comments and your calls on the other side.
We are family. I got all my sisters with
Well,
me.
how are all my happy family members out there? We are going to talk about what they just passed in the Senate that was already reconciled in the House, and we're going to talk about how that affects you, plus some of the other tax changes that are really phased out because during COVID they put all kinds of stuff in the tax law which are being phased out now, which is something you need to know. 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on your cell phone. You can text us at 716-8030930. Okay, so let's, and of course, Tiffany Fabian, Christopher Fabian are my buddies here. All right, so not really that much. I mean, there's a lot of money, and some of the things are interesting, but not much that would affect an average person. Would you agree?
Well, that's what they're saying. Let's dive into it when it actually releases everything in it, because right now they're saying it's just they're going after people who make 400.
We'll make sure, and of course we still have like 5 months left of the year, and they could
change even
alter
more.
some of the things that are expiring.
Correct.
Right? But anyway, so there's going to be a minimum tax on corporations that make more than $1 billion. So if they're not paying at least 15%, there's going to be an excise tax on that. The premium tax credit for those of you that are paying for your health insurance, the New York State of Health, and you're paying your own, the premium tax credit was set to expire, and that's been upped. So that's a good thing for those people that, again, are getting subsidies and pay New York State health New York State health insurance. The electric vehicle credits are still, they're $7,500 right now on certain vehicles, provided they didn't sell EV vehicles more than 200,000 units. What's being replaced is this new electric vehicle credit, and again, it's $7,500. There's limits as to which vehicles will qualify. They have to be assembled in the United States, and the batteries have to be made with North American minerals. Mm-hmm. So that's going to take some tooling up, it seems to me.
Yeah, and I had somebody in the other day doing their 2021 return, and I said, "Hey, did you buy an electric car?" And they're like, "Well, we want to. We can't find them. They've gone to dealerships, and nobody has any new electric cars in their lots," they're saying. So it's good they're doing these credits, but how about
I was listening to some of the
made.
commentators here yesterday, and they said it's going to take every bit of a year before they can meet some of the requirements that are in this law. And again, that starts on January 1st, 2023, and on January 1st of 2024, used electric vehicles are going to have a credit of up to $4,000.
But again, they have to be made in the United States.
Well, no,
Or in North
America.
America.
The used one, yeah. And then the other thing, which I think affects a lot of people, this is the only thing that really affects a lot of people, is really doubling the IRS's staff. And if you read what they're looking for is agents that are going to have to carry guns and be willing to shoot people. That sounds a little ominous, doesn't it?
I don't want to go on an audit.
No, obviously that would be if they had to go and do like what they did to the president the other day, right? I mean, a raid on the House where they're forcing that somebody had ignored, kind of going back to the way things were back in the day when I first started doing taxes. I mean, probably field audits, office audits. The only good thing about this is that the backlog of tax returns, which is still in the millions, is because there's not enough people to process them. That should help with that. The other thing about maybe there'll be office audits again and field audits, those are things that haven't happened in a long time.
Right, 2020.
Yeah,
I
because
know
they
it's
were-
not something anybody really likes.
I know
but
Chris and I were talking last night when we were driving, and was it you who said that he was talking to somebody who works from home, and the government is now looking to want to put cameras on your computer so they can track.
Well, if you work for them.
If you work for them from home, so they can track what you're doing and see that you're actually working. Because I know all the IRS people, when I call them, I can hear babies in the background and dishwashers and things like that. So it's just like a 3-hour hold time, and it would be nice to know if it was to make sure that their work is getting done
well,
appropriately.
and that's why I said with all these extra agents, the backlog should start to clear up,
Yep.
right? But by the same token, for people that have maybe not been forthcoming, especially people that are self-employed and people that think that they can work under the table in the past, There was really not much in field audits going on or office audits going on, and maybe you skated. But if they really do hire all these extra agents, then what happens is they will take a look at, for instance, where you live and your lifestyle. Look at your tax return. Think, gee, how do they live in Clarence in a $500,000 house with $14,000 worth of income? And those are things that when they got the staff, they basically reconstruct the income, the money you spent, and compare it against the income that you have, and you have to explain how you do that.
That's like the IRS you remember, right? When
That's
you
the
first
IRS
started.
I remember. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, I was talking to somebody the other day, and I said, "Gee, this particular business is out of business. What happened?" And I guess the business was for sale, and when a potential person came to buy it, the owner, the person selling it, mentioned what he wanted for the business, and the purchaser said, "Wow, that's a lot of money for this amount of sales." And the proprietor then mentioned the fact that, oh, no, he's got a double set of books. And it just so happened that the salesperson, the person wanting to buy it, was actually an IRS agent undercover.
Uh-oh.
And
not
so
good.
there went the ball game, so to speak.
Yeah.
Right.
And so now that
that's
business
what's
is
gonna
no
happen.
longer open, right?
Mark my words, because when they got the agents, they're going to go out and make sure that you're doing the right thing, which you should have been doing all along.
Right.
But just in case you need a heads up, when you have your meeting on Monday with your staff, say, we're going to make some changes around here, because it's probably going to take, wouldn't you think, about a year before they're really geared up?
Oh, I'd say 1.5 to 2 years, even definitely. To make
Okay, let's go to our text here. We got Tiff.
Yep. Hi, guys. Please settle an argument for a senior group. Somebody says when you're 70 years old, you don't have to pay tax anymore. I said it depends on the reportable income. Thanks.
Well, if you said it's based upon their income, you are absolutely right. You pay taxes up till the time they put you in the ground. And actually, if you had an estate, your estate's going to pay taxes too, if it's over $11.5 million. So you pay taxes as long as you have more than your standard deduction, and based upon your filing status.
Right.
So,
I know I did a tax return for somebody turning 98 this year.
yep.
So they were over the age of 70.
Yeah,
Just
the
a little.
IRS doesn't say, oh, they're too old to pay taxes, as long as you're getting the money. But, oh, by the way, if you're interested, you can now, CDs are starting to pay. There's one bank, for instance, in Delaware that's paying 4% on certificates of deposit. And if you need that, you can call us on Monday, and I'll tell you, because off the top of my head, I can't remember the name of it. It's like 3 initials, but they're paying 4%.
Wow.
So that's changing. Okay, and then we have a call, right?
We do. We have
From
Louis.
Louis?
Louis.
Hey, Louis, how can we help you?
Hello, Esther. My daughter got in trouble, and she ended up. She was living by herself in her house, and she had to take out money out of her IRA to live, and she resolved it last year with that because she had taxes, and then she sold her house this year, and she has enough to comfortably live on it with the proceeds. And would she have to file income tax for this year?
Okay, so let me ask a couple questions. Had she lived in the house for more than 2 years?
Yes.
Was it her personal residence?
Yes.
Oh, and she had no other source of income?
No other source of income.
Okay, and the gain wasn't, is she single, right? The gain wasn't more than $250,000, was it?
No.
Then she doesn't have to file.
Right. Does she have any children living with her?
And she has an 18-year-old girl.
Okay.
Is the girl in college?
No, she's working. She's working as a waitress.
All right. Now, why, just out of curiosity, why wouldn't your daughter get a little part-time job?
She
Is she
can't.
unable to work?
She's unable to work, yes.
Okay, because if she had gotten a part-time job with no income and just some wages, she would have gotten an earned income credit. So that's something maybe you want to pass on to her, because basically she wouldn't owe any taxes. They would give her money back.
How does that work?
Something to think about.
It's a bonus that the government gives.
Right, to kind of help people out that are lower income and have children living in their home. Actually, you don't have to have children living in your home anymore to qualify. You can also, but again, you needed wages, so she has to have a part-time job. So maybe she wants to work from home. I bet you there's some place, if she's able to work from home, that's something she might want to look at.
She could take our tax course.
Okay, Louis?
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
But the good news is she doesn't have to file.
That's correct. She doesn't have to, and she's not going to owe anything.
Yep.
Okay, so anyway, with all the extra staff from the IRS, the good part is that they should get rid of the backlog of unprocessed tax returns. And those of you that haven't gotten your refunds, you know what I'm talking about. You have to wait on hold for 2-3 hours to get a hold of the IRS to find out where your refund is, and especially if you filed a paper return. And I hope everybody that listens to our show understands filing a paper return is not a good thing. They absolutely are penalizing you. Anyway, we got to take a break for the news. I'm Esther Gillius, the tax lady, 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on a cell phone, and text us at 716-8030930. We'll be back on the other side of the news. Thanks for listening.
We are family. I got all my sisters with me.
Hey, we are family. I'm Esther Gullius, the tax lady from EG Tax. We're going to help you if you have any questions. You're getting love letters. I mean, we're looking at fall. We're looking at college. We're looking at winter. And of the end of the 22 calendar year, so things are going to change. We want to make sure that you're not caught behind the 8 ball. Our phone number here at studio is 803-0930, 803-0930, star 930 on our cell phone, and our text number is 716-803-0930. Okay, so I kind of wanted to go over why seniors should work. Because a lot of times, especially when you're taking a look at a fluctuating stock market, and you got a lot of years ahead of you before you got to have enough money to make it to the end. So some of the reasons why seniors might want to work would be that they get the earned income credit now, right?
Right. You hinted to that earlier, that there's no age limit now on earned income credit. It used to stop at age 65, and now it continues. So if you're still working and lower income, you may qualify for a little bit of a bonus on your tax return.
And the other thing is, if you're working, you can also put money in a pension plan. So instead of using your pension plan as a bucket you draw money out of, you could put money into your pension plan and thereby kind of giving yourself a cushion for later years.
Yep, and the best part is if you continue to work for that employer, you don't have to do your required, well, one of the best parts, you don't have to do your required minimum distribution if you're working for them.
You mean on your 401k?
Mm-hmm, on your
Correct.
401k.
And then the other thing is you continue to build up your Social Security.
Correct.
So, I mean, all of those kind of things are really important. And, of course, you might qualify for some credits like the Pension Savers Credit.
Yeah, and
so those are some of the reasons why seniors might want to work.
right, and not just a pension plan, they can do an IRA.
Yep.
Because that
Which is another form kind of a...
Right. But a lot of people think pension is work,
That's true.
through your employer. But if they don't offer a part-time person to put money into the 401k, you still have the option of an IRA. So,
And then the other thing is a lot of people don't know when they should start collecting Social Security. And so you can start collecting at age 62, even if you're working, provided that your wages are less than $19,650, okay? And if your wages are over that, then you start to pay back $1 for every $3 you go over that threshold. But if you think about it, you might be saying to your employer, I really want to retire, but maybe I'd work part-time. And so then you'd still be in the pension plan. You might qualify for the earned income credit, and you could also start collecting your Social Security.
Right. Yep. Yeah.
But some of the things that you want to consider when you're saying, should I collect my Social Security at age 62, is your health. Because if you remember, if you wait to collect, then all that money that you could have collected is wasted money. All right. So, for instance, the maximum that you can collect at age 66 is $31.48. That's the maximum in Social Security. If you start collecting it at 62, there is a penalty, and you'd only get 2204. And so you say, well, gee, I think 3148 is better. It is, but you left 2204 times 12 months, or $26,448 on the table times 4 years, which means you leave $105,792 on the table. Now, it is true you'll get an extra $944 a month once if you started collecting it at age 62, but it takes 9.5 years to break even. So that would mean that you won't break even until you're 77.
You know what's so exciting, I think, is that you do that spin or that perspective. Now, if you call a financial broker,
They tell you just the opposite.
they tell you just the opposite.
But the whole thing is, nobody wants to believe they're going to die. That's why you have to look at your health, right?
Right.
If you got a job making $100,000 and you don't feel like retiring, good for you. You would obviously not start to collect at 62. But if you're somebody that says, "Gee, this whole thing about working part time sounds like a good idea, and I don't mind collecting my Social Security," this is something you should look at because, again, you wouldn't break even until you would be 77. Right?
Right.
Now you could wait further and then your maximum benefits, if you waited till age 70, when that would cap off, would be $38.95 a month. So if you waited until you're 70, that would mean it would take you until you're 82 to break even.
Right.
If you leave it sitting at the table.
Yeah.
Even though you're getting the extra money.
Yeah. The way I explain it to my clients, because they're older. They're older than me, but people who are thinking about this, they remember the old-fashioned cartoons. I go, remember the mouse on that spinny wheel? They would show a little piece of cheese, and the mouse would go and go and go and go and go. That's what the government's doing to you. They're hanging that cheese in front of your face to keep you going and going because they don't want to give their money away
The
yet.
increased
That's true.
amount.
You know?
Because the money that you don't take, your estate does not get.
Correct.
So you have to understand that if you wait till you're 70, and God love you if you do, but you don't break out even until you're 82.
Right, and then-
so at 82, guess who gets the money?
The nursing
nursing
home.
home.
That's I was just going to say. It will go. The extra money that you waited for you is going to go from the government to you, back to the government through paying for your nursing home because of Medicare.
And another way to think about it is when you're 62, 63, you're still vibrant, you're able to golf, you would like the extra money, right?
Yep.
And you don't have to start hitting your 401k plan or your IRA because you have this kind of money, and much of it is tax-free. What people don't realize is only half of your Social Security goes into the computation to see if any of it's taxable. And if you're over 65 and you're filing a joint return, your standard deduction is 28.7. So it means you don't pay any taxes till your taxable income comes over that $28,000 threshold.
Right.
And a lot of people don't realize that.
Right. You
All
know.
right. I'm Esther Golias, the tax lady from EG Tax, 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on a cell phone. You can text us at 716-8030930. And we got a text, Tiff, right?
Yep. It says, my dad sadly passed away and I inherited his house. Do I have to sign up for STAR or do I continue to receive his STAR savings?
Well,
Are you living in the house?
is she going to live there?
I don't know. It's a text. I'm going to assume yes is good. What I'm going to assume.
I mean, if she's going to live there, then the STAR savings is going to become based upon her income.
Right, so she'd have
Chris,
to-
Tiff?
Yep, that is correct.
So they'd have to
So
go to
then she has to go down to City Hall
Actually,
You just
you
go
go
do it
online.
New York
You
and,
do it
and
online
register utilizing her figures, and that's what STAR will be based upon.
Yep, and you can do it online. It's really quick and easy. You need your 2020 return in order to do it, not your 2021, but your 2020 return. And yeah, it'll be yours because probably the person who passed away had the enhanced STAR savings. And now, unless you're older, you're not going to get the enhanced STAR. You're just going to get the STAR.
But if her dad was 90, and she's 70,
Yep.
Right. It all depends on your particular situation and your income, and that's part of what's so great is so many times you're trying to get a hold of somebody. Yesterday, I was trying to beat the door down, trying to get a phone number for a business I was trying to locate, and the contact, you press contact, and you'd send off an email where nobody ever calls you back. However, things are not like that at EG Tax. If you call us at 632-7886, Monday through Friday this time of year, 9 to 5. We have a whole flock of people there that would help you with your tax question. Or if you got a letter, and we're very happy to help, right?
Right. And, now just going back to the Social Security, should I take it or not? I know a lot of the consultations I have, people are worried about, well, if I don't take it, my wife will get a higher amount when I die. And it's like, yeah, that's true. But right now, you're taking the money you physically have out of your 401k.
And there goes the ballgame, right?
Right,
For her.
because you're trying to save for her, but you're spending it. So if you were to take your Social Security, she'll get a lower amount, but she'll still have all that other money in your 401k, in your IRA. So you really got to run the numbers and see what's the best thing.
Let's face it, not only do investment advisors tell you not to collect the Social Security, they also tell you to do what with your IRA? Roll it over to a Roth.
Oh, a Roth, yes.
Right?
Yep.
And I just had somebody the other day that emailed me and said, my broker wants me to roll over $432,000 from my traditional IRA to a regular IRA. So I said, so do you have a pension plan? No, this is all I have is the IRA. How old are you right now? I'm 68. Okay, 68, and you have that much money, and you have your Social Security. Now, the truth is, if he just annuitizes that, and he takes out $20,000 a year, he's going to pay no taxes. So instead of him paying the $150,000 to roll it over, maybe it'd be more like $175 up front now, if he just annuitizes it and takes it out each year because of his standard deduction, and that's his only source of income, his Social Security won't be taxable. He will pay no taxes. So do you want to pay the $175 up front or pay nothing?
That's right.
Now, that is not true if you have a big pension plan. Like, for instance, if you're a New York State teacher, New York State retiree, but even people, old-timers that have GM pensions and Ford pensions, they're not that large.
Right. Yep.
So,
Yeah.
anyway. I'm Esther Gullius, the tax lady from EG Tax, 803-0930, 803-0930, star 930 on a cell phone. You can text us at 716-803-0930. And we have Dolores. Hey, Dolores, how are you, ma'am?
Oh, happy summertime.
I know, isn't summer wonderful?
I love summer.
And beautiful.
The other day I was walking down the bike path, and I thought, how is it that it can turn from summer to winter? I just don't get it.
I know.
Anyway, what can
My
we do
question
for you,
is this. This happens to be for somebody that's out of the state in Pennsylvania,
Okay.
and I have two questions. One, what you are just telling everyone each and every day, this is excellent today, as it always is.
Well, thank
But
you.
is there do you have a CD copy, or can they go on the internet or onto your website to hear this whole program that you're doing
Oh, yeah,
now?
we post it every week
Monday.
on our website.
Yep,
right,
every
Chris?
Monday our show from from that Saturday goes on the website.
Oh, that's excellent. So somebody out of state can hear it.
Yeah, they
But
can.
you can also stream it. So, like, for instance, I have, at my house, I have, I think it's $38. It's like an Alexa what is it? What are those things called? The little
Alexa.
Yeah, it's just a little Alexa, and you plug it in if you got the internet, and then you can say, Alexa, play News Radio 930, and it plays News the Radio 930.
Or you just go to their website, WBEN.com, and listen
And you
live.
can stream it that way too. Or you can go to our website and they can download it and listen to it that way.
Oh, my. Oh, see, I don't do streaming. You just educated me on. All right. Nobody will have to call about that. You did an excellent job of telling me what it is and how to
And
do
your
it.
other question, Dolores.
All right. The other question is, would a person be able to take your course on the internet if they're in Pennsylvania and utilize EG Tax and work with EG Tax to do something part-time?
Absolutely. We have a electronic course that's all on computer, and it covers everything that our basic class does. The only thing you're missing is that opportunity to ask a live question to a live teacher, because it's all pre-recorded.
Okay, now you could always make the question and get back to somebody.
Oh,
Yeah, they can
Absolutely.
email in their questions, and the teacher will respond.
Absolutely.
What a great idea for people.
Well, that's what we think. Dolores, we
You
could hire you.
started-
I mean, because that's what we think. We think that we believe in the old-fashioned kind of virtues like hard work, honesty, be friendly, help people, and everything else takes care of itself. But I will tell you, this last year, it was really difficult because just like everybody else, we had a problem trying to get staff as well. I don't know how people were able to live without working, but then again, right?
And I got to tell you, my favorite aunt is my Aunt Dolores, so you've got a great name.
You know what Dolores stands for, don't you?
No.
What?
Our Lady of the Seven Sorrows.
Oh.
My next name is Joan of Arc, fighter, and they burned her, for goodness sake.
Oh, jeez.
Well, we don't want you to burn, Dolores, but we appreciate your phone call.
Rise.
Have a great day. Have your friend listen
Thank
on
you,
our
Dolores.
website.
Yes.
Okay, we got a text too, right, Tiff?
Oh, we
Yeah.
should probably take our break.
Oh, yeah, we better take our break. And 8030930, 8030930, star 930 on a cell phone. And just like Dolores, you can give us a call. We're going to take a short break. Be back on the other side.
The bills make me wanna shout. Kick your heels up and shout. Throw your hands up and shout. Throw your head back and shout. Come on now.
Hey, the Bills are making it happen now. Ain't that the truth? Tomorrow, is it tomorrow that they're
No,
playing
it's
the
today.
Colts?
4.
It's
Today?
today in about 10 minutes.
Oh, my God, I can't listen.
Well, it's a
I
preseason.
just
It's
can't
only
listen.
preseason,
It
but
would have been better if you told me tomorrow, because then I wouldn't have listened. But now I'm going to be tempted to listen. And it's interesting because one of my very best friends is from Indianapolis. And so a couple of years ago when the Bills were in the playoffs and the Colts weren't, I sent him a Bills shirt. And so he said, I only care about 2 teams in the NFL, the Colts and the Bills. And then he texted me the other day and said, oh my gosh, Esther, look at the Colts and the Bills are playing each other. So anyway, all right, let's but I want to hear about why I'm still on this subject of it. You can't believe how much money is tax-free. For instance, let's say that a couple is getting $30,000 in Social Security, and they have a pension of $12,000. Now, you might think that they got $42,000 of income, but that's not the way it's taxed. Half of your Social Security, in this case, the 15, is added to the 12, and that's 27. So that means that none of the Social Security is taxable. So all that's left to be taxed then is the $12,000 pension. But the standard deduction is $28,700. So they don't pay any taxes. Now that couple should go ahead and start withdrawing from their IRA so that they could take the money out tax-free as well. So if they took $10,000 out of their IRA, the result would then be $24,500, and they still wouldn't pay taxes. So tax planning is so important. And if you want to know how to look at the angles, just give EG Tax a call, because we're really, really happy to help you.
Definitely.
Okay, let's go to our next text.
It says, I am a widow. My husband passed at just short of 59 and a half years old. My intention is to take his Social Security when I turn 60 and retire my pension and grab a part-time job. It's my understanding when I turn 72, I can switch over my Social Security, which will be higher. It's my understanding that my New York State pension is not New York State taxable. So my overall New York State tax burden should be lower. Does this sound like a good plan?
It sounds like a good plan to me. Her New York State pension, of course, is tax-free right now, too.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not when she turns 70.
You don't have to be when you're 59 and a half.
Right.
It's anytime you collect your New York State pension, it's tax-free.
Right.
Yeah. A lot of people, I know, Chris, your brother had a state job and he retired at an early age, and then his earlier age, and then his intention is to get a part-time job too, right?
Right.
Yeah. So a lot of people do the recipe that you're talking about
Right.
there.
So the first $20,000, if you have a non-publicly funded pension, that would mean it isn't New York State, it's not city, it's not what else would be public?
Municipality,
state police, nothing like that.
Federal
this
government.
is a non-publicly funded pension. Then the first $20,000 you receive, once you're age 59 and a half, is tax-free in New York State. And all your Social Security is tax-free in New York State.
Right.
Regardless of your age.
Yep.
Okay. And then we got another text, Steph?
Yep. And then there's a phone call. The text says, I get the star exemption. So if my husband and I retired 3 years ago, should I have told someone in regards to my star? I'm confused. I get the star exemption, not the star credit, and retired 3 years ago. So I think in order to get the enhanced star, you have to go down to the town, right, Chris?
The enhanced star, it's once you sign up, and then it goes by your tax return after that for proof of income to get the enhanced star.
So the enhanced star is once you're over the age of
65.
So you wouldn't have to
miss it?
The retirement doesn't matter. It matters about the age.
It's your age.
It's
so
all age.
Once you're at the age of 65, it has nothing to do with your retired. So once you're over the age of 65, you're going to want to go to the town to get the enhanced star. And Chris is right. The first year, you're going to need to sign up, and then afterwards, they'll mail you a mailer.
No, it's all New York State tax return.
It's all the return. Okay. So
Okay.
I hope that helps.
All right. And then I think we have Kevin hanging. Hi, Kev.
Hi, guys. Kevin from Jamestown. I missed
Hey,
Tiffany
Kevin from
today.
Jamestown. What's new?
Yeah. I put my house up for sale and sold it in 4 days, Esther. I've
Yay.
been there 30-some years, but I'm going to have a capital gains about 35 to 40,000.
Are
Now, am I going to have taxes
so
on that?
Kevin, did you ever rent it out?
No.
Is it your personal residence?
Yeah, I've been here 30 years.
Okay. So are you single or married?
I'm divorced.
So if was your gain less than 250,000?
Oh, yeah, it's only about 35 to 40,000.
It's completely tax-free.
Great.
Congratulations.
Where's Tiffany at?
Hey, hello, Kevin.
Hey.
How's it
Yeah,
going?
I'm good. I couldn't believe my house sold in 4 days.
That is so cool.
So now what's your plan, Kevin? Are you going to go,
I'm
you're
gonna
going to
rent
buy another
now.
place? You're going to move into an
by
apartment?
Chautauqua Lake, and I'm going to rent.
Oh, that sounds
All right,
beautiful.
and with the value of homes right now, there's an old adage: make hay while the sun shines. Like that's why I told Tiff and Chris last week they should sell their house, but nobody listens to me because it's remarkable. The gains right now are remarkable, and the market's going to, as interest rates go up, the market's going to adjust, and some of those inflated home values are going to come down to more reality.
Yeah,
So,
I know Kathy was on the show a week, and how many houses were for sale in Clarence?
151, but 60, some of them were under contract or something. It was really...
So smart, Kevin.
Yep, it
Thank
really
you,
is. Well, I'm
guys.
happy
Have a
for
good
you, Kevin.
holiday.
You too now.
Enjoy living on the lake.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, my
And then a lot
gosh.
of times when you're a little older, a lot of times people will say, well, I really want to stay in my home forever. And that's great, but does it have to be your home with so much equity in it? Remember, if you have a mortgage and you're over 65, you can do a reverse mortgage. And so what they'll do with all that equity, they'll pay off your first mortgage and start to give you money to live on so you don't have to pay a house payment anymore. I mean, there's a lot of angles with real estate and taxes, and this is completely a tax-free event. So if you're a senior having kind of struggling, you're over 65, you've got equity in your home, consider a reverse mortgage because they pay off your first mortgage and give you cash to live on.
Yeah, the only thing that some people worry about is some of the people I know, they are leaving those houses for their heirs. And so that's, then you have that mortgage that you have to pay off.
And that's true. But the thing is, if you're struggling, obviously, this would be somebody that really wants to stay in their house and they're having a hard time financially. This is an answer to that. And you don't have to take all of your equity out.
Correct.
I mean, you might have, let's say you had an extra $200,000 in equity.
Especially
and
nowadays.
you choose not to take it out, then you don't take it out. I mean, there's that negative house payment accruing, but a lot of it has to do with your needs, your age, your health. And so it's just another tool in the toolbox that's available just to seniors.
Right. Yep. I mean, it's incredible what the tax law can do for people.
That's true. So, and by the way, the earned income credit for people that don't have children is with earned income up to $22,610 this year. If you're married filing a joint return, you'd get the earned income credit. But again, in order to win it, you have to be in it. And don't forget, children under the age of 6, where there was the $3,600 credit, that's gone. It's back to $2,000. Children under the age of 17 are just worth, or is it under the age of 18?
Under age 17 is worth
Under age
the
17
$2,000.
are still only worth $2,000. That's gone back to the way it was. So the $3,000 and $3,600 credits are gone by the board, and the large child tax credit, child care credit, that was 50% of the amount you pay for daycare, that's gone back to a maximum of 30%. So all those things are going to affect your tax return. The most important thing is if you have these situations and you're kind of thinking that, I thought I was going to save $7,200, it's only $4,000, so you're going to have to make up that $3,200 somewhere. And if you give us a call, we'll tell you how to adjust your withholding, or at least so you're aware of it before you're very sad sitting in front of us crying, right?
Correct.
All right. So don't forget, tax school starts in October. Road to Retirement, Ready, Set, Retire, that's going to be
5th.
November.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And our podcasts we do every week. That's available online as well. And listening to Ask the Tax Lady, that's on our website as well. And if you have letters, questions, we're here to help you. By the way, I had a text this week about somebody that said, well, if I take your tax course, you say that you'll help us to be an enrolled agent. We do. We have a whole program so that you can become an enrolled agent. So.
Yep.
All right, I'm Esther Gillians, the Tax Lady, with Tiffany Fabian, Christopher Fabian. Have a blessed week. Thanks for listening. See you next week.